October the 15th. We're at 2 weeks now into Occupy Los Angeles. I'm here right now with the director, producer of the Zeitgeist films, and Mr. Peter Joseph himself. Peter, how you doing?
Very well. How you doing?
Very, very well. There's a lot of positive energy out here. People coming out here for different reasons. They all have their different motivations. What do you see? What do you see within this movement?
I see tremendous potential.
Yes.
Tremendous potential. We have a failing economic system. We have grave disimbalances across the world, not just for America, obviously. This isn't a centric movement to America. It's become global, which is probably the first of its kind, based on what I can tell. And that's a truly profound place to be as far as inspiring true change. I mean, even many years ago, we had our president in America run on the platform of change because they knew that the society was on the edge of something well, destabilizing. Right. And they needed that change. Unfortunately, there's nothing the political establishment can really do inherently to create the change that's needed, which is structural to the financial system. And that's why I'm here. And that's what the Zeitgeist movement's about. So I came here and I gave a talk, and I will come back. And my core role is to try and talk and educate and communicate to as many people as possible about some of the ideas of the movement and how the true structural flaws of this system need to be addressed. And the solutions denoted will not come through the political establishment. They won't come through corporate legislation, if you will.
How will it come?
It will come through probably a grassroots movement that rises up to put pressure on the system to such an extent that the very fabric of the financial structure will be overrun. It's pretty much the only solution that I see. It's something that I could spend a great length to speak about. But I encourage anyone out there, to read our materials of the Zeitgeist movement, of course, to watch Zeitgeist Moving Forward, right, which is free online, and you'll begin to see how the logic that many people here are catching on to will eventually lead them into the realization that this entire financial structure has to go.
How do you address concerns, though? A lot of people talk about the Zeitgeist movement and the Venus Project, and they talk about all these good things. How do you address concerns, though, of handing over responsibility of decision-making over to what we say, maybe robots or artificial intelligence? Some people haven't had clarity with exactly how you want the central planning to work.
It's a very common misinterpretation. It's very much built into a lot of the sci-fi films people see and what they understand about technology and in artificial intelligence or anything like that. Right. The only premise that anyone needs to understand is calculation. We delegate our decision-making to computers and machines all the time, whether it's a spell check or whether it's just a simple calculator that we've had for years to calculate whatever we want to add together. Yes. It exceeds our capacity. It's more accurate. Human thought is fallible. So the fact that we've achieved such a tremendous state of information technology, you study people like Ray Kurzweil, for example, we see that it's irresponsible for us not to start using this technological medium for the allocation of resources, for the management of society, because what is society's management? It's really a technological operation. Right. It's not a political notion or a financial notion to know how to delegate resources to meet the needs of the human population. It's not a political notion to know how to use energy the most efficiently or create and utilize renewable energies, where they are on the planet, how it assesses into a global system, what it means to have negative retroactions and to warrant against those so we don't involve in pollution. The entire society is technical. So when you look at it as a calculation problem, you begin to see that the use of mechanization for labor and the use of, well, essentially calculation methods and protocols, algorithms, or what do you want to classically term artificial intelligence, is the only way to go, which, by the way, is where we already are anyway. Well, the stoplights we already use are making these decisions for us. Most medical procedures go through a massive filtration system to decide what the actual solution is. Humans are more or less already working with the technology that decides what they're going to do. It's only that extra 5% that we step in to actually engage. And all we want to do is maximize that and make sure we get to the 100% or as close as we can so we have the most optimized, efficient means as possible. Now, I can see where you're going with it, though. Where's the human decision-making?
Well, really what I was going to say is there's also another concern that your idea is a very good idea, but how many people, the 99%, are actually going to be able to feel the wealth of it? I mean, doesn't it seem like if it's that good of an idea, the elites, the people we talk about, are going to hijack that? I mean, should I start to worry if MSNBC or Fox News starts reporting on the Venus Project?
They won't. Why? They won't, because this is a financial system. In order to utilize technology to replace human labor, which is already happening right now, at the expense of employment, which is why you have the unemployment that you see today. The unemployment that's existing today is because of technology at this foundational level, period. It's not a political or an economic issue. There's nothing the U.S. government is or will ever be able to do to generate the needed jobs that are on the horizon with our growing population, due to the fact that corporate cost efficiency will always demand technology because it's cheaper than human labor and more efficient. So in that logic comes a social imperative. The financial system can't work anymore. That's just one example, by the way, but we'll stick with that. Okay. And you're not going to hear Fox News or any of these people talk about a system that's contrary to the financial system because they gain so much from their financial advantage. It's culturally hegemonic, too, as I said on stage earlier. The entire system is created to perpetuate one class over another. If you become independently wealthy, multimillionaire, it's very, very easy for you to maintain that wealth and grow upon it, as opposed to myself or anybody else that takes loans to buy their car or their house. They are in debt through credit, and they are going to be inhibited by that debt and the interest charge, constantly perpetuating their lower echelon movement, while it's just always stratified. So the fact you have 1% owning 40% of the planet's wealth isn't some anomaly. It's exactly expected. It's going to grow. That's just what the system is.
Yeah, but the central part of that system you're talking about is the fractional reserve banking system. You've made that pretty...
It's also the very foundation of the interest system and the way the banking establishment's set up. Fractional reserve element is a big part of it. That's the multiplication of money and the use of interest. But I'm sorry, go on.
No, that's absolutely right. You did say 4 minutes. I really appreciate it, Joseph. I do.